Hello. Hello. Welcome to Biology for You. In this video, we are going to discuss phase-mid vectors. In this series of videos, we have been discussing different processes in genetic engineering. As a part of different vector systems, here we are going to discuss these phase-mid vectors. Basically, these phase-mid vectors are hybrid vectors obtained from M13 bacteriophage DNA along with this plasmid, any kind of plasmid vector. So the beauty of these phase-mid vectors is that they can replicate as a single stranded form. They can also replicate as a double stranded DNA form. For such experiments for which we need single stranded DNA directly, so that can be directly obtained from these phase-mid vector cloning systems. So this phase-mid, what exactly is the phase-mid? Here in this video we are going to discuss these points. What exactly are the phase-mids and how do we clone them, clone a DNA into phase-mid vector, and also an example of the phase-mid vector and followed by applications. So coming to the what exactly is the phase-mid. So as we already discussed, it is a hybrid vector obtained from M13 bacteriophage along with plasmid. This M13 bacteriophage has the capacity to only infect the bacteria with the sex pili. That means only this is a filamentous bacteriophage M13, and it will only go and infect the bacteria which has the sex pili, and it will go and insert its DNA inside a bacterial cell, and inside the bacterial cell it hijacks the bacterial enzymatic machinery to produce its own DNA and proteins, and the mode of replication is known as rolling circle mode of replication. So by this rolling circle mode of replication, it will produce very long stretch of DNA which has single units of the viral DNA particles. So all these particles are detached to produce individual DNAs which will be packaged into the proteins, viral proteins. Eventually, once after this packaging happened, it will burst the bacterial cell and viral particles will be released out, daughter viruses. So that is how M13 bacteriophage will infect the bacteria to produce its lytic cycle of the reproduction. So here, as we discussed, M13 phase is responsible for the rolling circle mode of replication through which it will produce single-stranded DNA. So this portion, origin of replication, is taken from the M13 bacteriophage so that it can reproduce as a rolling circle mode of replication to produce single-stranded DNA, and the remaining portion will be obtained from the plasmid. That means origin of replication, selectable markers, restriction enzyme recognition sites, all are taken from the plasmid, by which it can also produce double-stranded DNAs through plasmid mode of replication. So it can remains in the bacterial cell as a plasmid and also as a M13. That means as a viral reproduction system. So it will produce single-stranded DNAs, also double-stranded DNAs. So this plasmid portion is responsible for the double-stranded DNA production, and M13 is responsible for the single-stranded DNA production through rolling circle mode. So how do we clone the gene of our interest or maybe a segment of DNA in the phase mid vector. Coming to that point, let us take what are the regions present on the phase mid vector. As we already discussed, there are two origin taken from the bacteria. Generally, the choice of bacteria origin is co-leaven plasmid. Co-leaven plasmid origin will be taken, and there will be other origin taken from the M13 phase, and the remaining plasmid portion will contain selectable marker, multiple cloning site. So this selectable markers present on the phase mid vectors are responsible for the selection of transformed bacterial cells and non-recombinant in order to select the recombinant bacteria with the non-recombinant bacteria. We need to have the selectable markers that may be antibiotic resistant genes, maybe a Lancet gene and similar to them. And also we have multiple cloning site. This multiple cloning site is also known as polylinker, which has a combination of the unique restriction enzyme recognition sites. So we can simply use one of its suitable restriction enzyme to cut this phase mid vector and insert the DNA. So these are the main portions, and along with this plasmid portion there will be M13 origin. Along with the M13 origin there will be a small region of the M13 DNA which is responsible for the triggering of the rolling circle mode of replication. So these are the main portions present in the M13 bacteriophage vector. So how do we clone a gene of our interest or segment of DNA in it? Here, gene of our interest will be up to 10 kb or maybe 20 kb. So this is the range or carrying capacity of the phase mid vectors, which is 10 to 20 kilobase pairs. And also, as we already discussed, these are having two modes of replication. So if we infect such a virus containing recombinant phase mid vector with the host bacteria, it will go insert its DNA, and firstly it will go for the plasmid mode of replication to produce number of plasmids. So they will produce double-stranded DNAs. It cannot go for the rolling circle mode of replication because all the enzymes responsible for the protein coat production are eliminated while constructing this vector. That means it only have the origin of replication and some of the portion which is responsible for its replication as a single-stranded DNA. But until it is triggered, rolling circle mode of replication is triggered, it cannot replicate as a ssDNA, single-stranded DNA. So for the triggering of the rolling circle mode of replication or the single-stranded DNAs, in order to produce single-stranded DNAs, we need to go for co-infection. Co-infection is nothing but the criteria by which we allow the same bacteria to infect with the helper virus. That means helper virus is also an M13 virus, and it is also constructed in such a way that it will go and insert its DNA. This helper virus will also infect the bacteria in the same way, and it hijacks the enzymatic machinery of the bacteria and to produce various viral enzymes and proteins for its coat production. So it will code for these two, but This helper virus is inefficient for its own packaging of DNA. So it is manipulated. This helper virus is manipulated in such a way that it will be inefficient to package its own DNA. Instead of packaging its own DNA, it will helps the protein codes to package recombinant DNA. So once after we infect this bacteria with the co-infection of the helper virus, the helper virus will produce enzymes essential for the rolling circle mode of replication. So the vector or DNA already present in the bacteria will be triggered for the rolling circle mode of replication by the help of enzymes that are produced from the M13 bacteriophage helper virus. So the rolling circle mode of replication is triggered and it produces single-stranded DNAs. So likewise, by the help of helper virus, here the rolling circle mode of replication is triggered and produce single-stranded DNAs. And if not the helper virus is present, the double-stranded DNA replication will be triggered to produce plasmid mode of replication to produce these double-stranded DNAs. And that is how the cloning will be happen in the using this phasmid vector. Coming to the example, so in order to understand how do we select the recombinant cells, so in order to understand this selection system, let us consider a popular example from the phasmid vector, that is PEMBL 8. So this PEMBL 8 is a hybrid vector obtained from PUC vector plus M13 vector, M13 DNA. So this PUC vector will provide origin of replication from Cole E1 plasmid and selectable markers such as amphiserine resistance gene, and LACZ gene and multiple cloning site, that means a polylingual portion which is having a different restriction and unique restriction enzyme recognition sites, and we can use one of its suitable restriction enzyme to open this multiple cloning site, and we can insert gene of our interest in it. So here as we are using this puck vector which is having selectable markers like this. So here this multiple cloning site is generally present in the LACZ portion of the puck vector. So this LACZ portion in which our gene of gene of our interest will be inserted, that inactivate this LACZ gene. That means if this phasmid vector containing LACZ gene which is responsible for the insertion of the target DNA, then once after this recombinant vector is produced, the LACZ gene in which the gene is introduced will be inactivated. That is called insertional inactivation. And LACZ gene is not responsible, then it will be inactivated and it cannot produce beta galactosidase. And the recombinant vectors in which the target DNA is present cannot produce the blue color when the inducer is added into the media. So this blue-white screening, that means non-recombinant cells will be in blue color and recombinant cells will be in white color. So this blue-white screening is helpful to select the phasmid vector containing bacteria, and the plaques will be formed because of the phasmid infection. So the blue color plaques indicates the non-recombinant bacteria, and white color plaques will indicates the uh, recombinant bacteria. Along with these kind of plaques, there will be plaques obtained from the infection of the bacteria with helper virus, but these will be distinguished from these two white and blue plaques, which can be easily eliminated in the process of selection. And also these helper viruses are inefficient for the packaging, and instead of packaging its own DNA, these helper viruses generally package this recombinant or vectors only. This so by using this amphicerin resistant gene and the lactate gene, we are going to select the transformed bacteria which are infected with the bacteriophage containing phasmid vectors. So once after this infection is happened, once after we infect this phasmid vector containing bacteriophages with host cell, it will go and replicate as a plasmid. Once after the helper virus is introduced into the system, then the rolling circle mode of replication will be triggered, and thereby the single stranded DNAs will be produced that will be packaged into the viral particles with the help of these helper virus. Enzymes produced by this helper virus, and these all particles will burst these bacterial cells to open, and they will come out. The clone will come out to form a plaque. So from that plaque, blue plaque indicates the non-recombinant viral infection, and white plaque indicates the bacterial cells infected with the recombinant viruses. So that is the basic idea of the phasmid vectors. Coming to the application, as we already discussed, insert size of the phasmid vector is 10 to 20. So that means it allows the larger portion of the DNA. It also replicate as a plasmid, so it can also be used similar to the plasmid vectors to maintain or clone the target genes. And also, as it is having single stranded DNA replication, these the processes in which the single stranded DNAs are needed, that means for gene sequencing and genomic DNA libraries and all, for all these such processes in which single stranded DNAs are needed, we can directly obtain these single stranded DNAs from these phasmid vectors. So that is main importance of the phasmid vector. It will be used in the genomic DNA libraries. It can clone the DNA, target genes from 10 to 20 kb size, and it will also helpful to give the single stranded DNAs for the gene sequencing processes. So those are the main applications of the phasmid vectors.